Bam.
I'm putting
Send
the
it.
combos out of reach.
It's probably a good idea.
You have no idea.
Maybe I smoked something. Shaggy, what did you give me?
My beautiful wife, and she's great, and I love her.
Okay, I'm just gonna remove it so it stops doing that.
All right.
Can I just say, before you introduce us and we talk about what we're doing here today, you've had that new open for like probably a few full weeks now. Every time you do the one where we're having issues with that mic, that doodle-loop, where like you're plugging something new into your computer, I would fucking think that like to unplug something, so I get so fucking paranoid. I'm like, what the fuck did I plug in or unplug? Is something happening? Shit. So just wanted to give credit where credit's due for that.
Well, thank you, Mike.
No
It took
problem.
me forever to edit that way.
Yeah, I
It
fucking
wouldn't
believe
line
it,
up.
bud. I fucking believe
Beautiful.
Well, thank you guys. Welcome to What an Oddcast. Obviously, episode 126. You can probably tell by the title. I don't know. Maybe you're blind and you're listening to this. In that case, let me describe it. 126. We're doing the Nick Toons bracket finals.
Ooh yeah.
We have our final four, and we're gonna settle this today.
it. I'm
It's
gonna
been
whittle
put
that
off.
shit
Yeah.
down. It has.
Now, Jared,
Yes.
who are we?
Well, I'm Jared Minikheim. Some of you who watch it on YouTube, you may know me as Jokey in My Pants from FWNR. To my on screen, it would be my left, would be Anthony, right?
I'm on your right, but
He is on your right.
Well, yeah, okay. I guess it is still my right. I was thinking,
What are you thinking? Stage left.
yeah.
Okay.
I am Anthony. I am Hamster Dan on the episode because I try to think of a funny name.
Yeah, I came in as bored, not horny first, but just turned into overall disappointment. So
Which typically comes after bored, not horny.
it's very true. I'm glad you caught on, Anthony. But I'm Michael, your host for nostalgia on this network. So
Yeah.
Indeed.
And for those who are watching the episode or can hear a little something, you might notice that we're not all in the same room.
no, not today.
No, things may be changing in a couple weeks. I'll know more soon, and then I'll be, we might be back to normal.
Well, as
But,
normal as normal can be.
Jared's car committed die.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Committed suicide.
So yeah, now we're proper. Mike's at
Like
his house.
every
I'm at my
workhorse.
house.
Yeah, it's weird. I haven't done this in a while, so it's
Yeah.
It's gonna be a different energy because I can't make fun of Jared to his face. So I miss y'all when we're not together, but also it's been kind of nice to not be all together for a little while. Fond or what is it? Distance makes the heart grow fonder, or whatever generic bullshit you want to say. But yeah,
Yeah, whatever Hallmark card you're gonna.
yeah,
put on there.
whatever you fucking got me. Happy birthday, everyone. It's fine. I don't know.
Sorry to hear about your passing.
Right.
So,
Get well soon.
Congrats on the kidney stone.
It's a boy? Question mark.
so, speaking of
Mary Chronica.
good lord. Speaking of people that passed, I feel we should probably mention it just because he
Yeah.
was a bigger voice actor and actor in general. But Ed Asner passed away yesterday, age
So
91.
sad.
I mean, here's the
Him
thing.
and Betty
Very
White,
sad,
man.
but like, he lived a fucking life, man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he was
he did.
old.
Yeah, huh?
Like I didn't recognize the name off the top of my head.
Yeah, you have
But
to
as
listen
soon
to
as
the
I
voice.
saw him, I was immediately. I've seen him in so much shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was. It's one of those things, and people were posting the pictures of like him when he worked with Betty White and whatnot, and it's like, man, him and Betty White were the last of that generation.
Now it's just Betty White.
Yeah, just Betty White's gonna outlive
it's-
everybody.
Have you guys seen that meme where it's like people say how long like the US has existed, and it's literally 3
Yeah.
lifetimes, where like one person was there at the beginning of the signing of the Constitution and died when like this other person was born, and this other person born when Betty White was died. Now Betty White is still kicking, and so it's literally 3 lifetimes long the US has been in existence. So fucking fun.
It is.
It's insane.
Still haven't figured out healthcare and
no, we haven't figured out anything, but
or
you know,
paying
that's
people a livable
problem
wage. It's
for a
fine.
later time.
No.
That's how
But
yeah, Anthony, what?
Betty White is older than sliced bread.
She is older than sliced bread.
Ooh. Amazing. Shout out to Betty White. Thank you for being awesome.
We're gonna do a Betty White tribute where we watch a few Golden Girls and a few
The Proposal.
the Proposal, the Lorax.
You know, I did enjoy her in The Proposal when I got.
She's so fucking
watch
good in
that
The
one,
Proposal.
She's fucking amazing.
But again, can I just say that's Ryan Reynolds doing Van Wilder, like
with Sandra Bullock.
With Sandra Bullock, who like much like Jennifer Aniston has just gotten better looking as she's gotten older. Like, just incredibly attractive woman.
Yeah, I could agree with you there.
Yeah,
I can also agree.
She had her resurgence past couple years, so yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, so yeah, we got 4 contenders. We'll get through them at some point.
I don't even remember who the hell is on it. I feel like we've been doing Toon brackets for like, because I know we had the Avatar debate, and I feel like that was fucking 4 weeks ago now.
Just about, yeah, because everything.
Yeah.
We just kept pushing it around.
I get it. I want to say before we start actually diving into this, for the Disney bracket, which will be eventually coming, I officially relieve you, Jared, of doing the research. I will do all the research for the Disney brackets. So
I'm glad someone's relieving Jared.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I will do.
Have to do it.
No, I will host and give information on the Disney one, only because I feel like that was more of my jam growing up, because that's what I watched primarily. And there are some fucking weird ones out there, and I cannot wait to talk about them. So, like Disney's gummy bears, I can't wait to talk to y'all about gummy bears, gummy juice. Cannot fucking wait. So
I'll give you some gummy juice.
I meant to message you earlier about that, Jared, but I know you've been kind of busy dealing with life and stuff, so I wanted to tell you in person. Like, when it comes to that, probably here in a couple weeks or so, I'll do all the research for that, so you don't have to dive in and kill yourself. So you can just sit back and enjoy and be basically one of the dudes while I take over your position in the fucking TV.
Oh my god!
Right?
Oh.
That's very deep. I wish you all the best of luck.
Listen, I already started. I got a notebook and I've already started. And I've went down one too many rabbit holes. I've lost some sleep. I'm not gonna lie. So
that's fair.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at, folks. There's I'm in danger.
What's up, danger?
But outside of that, we since we didn't have an episode Thursday, we had other things going on. But we did post up. If you follow us on Twitter, I was posting up that we were out bowling.
It was fun.
It was. We had a great time.
We can never go back. Can never go back.
Yeah, we were sitting down at the restaurant because we got lunch, we got dinner afterwards.
Yeah, we did.
We were talking, and it struck me like you strike a child hard like a brick.
So good.
And I looked up and said, "We didn't put the bowling balls back."
The sheer panic on my face when he said that too, I was like, "Oh fuck! Oh fuck!"
Yeah. We were the only people in there, so
we were the only one. No, there was another one, but it was one of those things where then Heather goes, "You guys can never go back now." Can never go back.
yep.
Yeah, we can never go back.
We sealed our fate.
I was thinking back to it, and it's because I got so distracted by Heather saying she didn't want Mexican food that I was just like, I don't like. Do you know how fucking bad I wanted like fajitas that night too? Oh, I was so upset. No, fuck burritos. No burrito anytime.
You all heard it. This man is against burritos.
I don't like burritos.
You're all hearing it.
I don't like wet burritos. I don't understand why I would want tacos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wet burritos. What the fuck is this white person invention?
It's so bad, right? It's just meat and cheese doused in burrito sauce, which if you go to the restaurant where I work, it's just watered down. So it's like a half a pound of burrito mix seasoning, which is generic white person seasoning, and water and fat, literally burger fat grease that they mix into a giant tub and call that burrito sauce. So
That sounds
I
like
don't know.
America.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell this fucking invention is of the wet burrito. I have
So
never seen it
gross.
before I moved out
It is a
east.
very Midwest, very.
and
very
I'm just
Midwest.
like,
It is, but
it's a
Dude, okay, so-
burrito.
So what it is us white peoples, we love shit smothered, and so
Oh,
that
yeah.
was a way that you colored folk
just like
could,
I like my
could ch-
mayonnaise.
could charge us an exorbitant fee for a little bit of meat, a shit ton of cheese smothered in a sauce, and then call it a wet burrito. I hate wet burritos. It's fucking disgusting.
Okay.
I don't want to drink my fucking food.
Yeah, like a burrito is meant to be handheld. It's meant to
Yes.
be- it's a to-go food. You pick it up
Yeah.
and walk away with it if you need
Yeah.
to.
You go ahead and try to walk away with a wet burrito and see where that fucking gets.
It's like a white person tried to make enchiladas.
That's
completely
exactly.
forgot
It's so true.
and did that, and someone's like,
No.
what's that? Like
No.
Enchiladas? That's not
I want to
enchiladas.
argue, but I really
Wet
can't.
burrito.
No, what it is some dude was like, I'm gonna make one really big enchilada, and then fucked it up. I was like, I guess it's a burrito that's wet.
It's
What's
the
worse?
greatest invention we've had yet.
What's worse is like at the restaurant where I work, we put all the toppings on the side, so it's like in your burrito is your meat or bean choice, and then on the side is like the tomato, lettuce, and onion. So people will constantly order it without that shit, and we're like, did you tell them that it's not in the burrito, and they just fucking pick it off themselves? Like no. I'm like, well, fuck off. You should have said that. Like a lot of people are ordering it because they fucking think it's in the burrito, asshole. Just my hot take, though.
Yeah. No, working in a kitchen, I can.
Yeah, you get it. Yeah, you get
it. You know what? You know what?
Yeah.
What?
So I know some people from work happen to come upon the show.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if they'll listen or not, but I just want to say to all of us that do work in the food industry, you may be able to relate to this. Fuck the people that are just they see that the restaurant is packed, like we're busy, but they want it done so specifically, and they're in there enough to where they're regulars, and
Yeah.
they know that they can do it because we do it.
Yeah.
Such as in the middle of trying to go through all the goddamn things we did over the weekend, I had people come in, and I've seen them come in a few times, but normally when they come in, it's not busy at all, so it's not a problem. But they want their steaks cut into as butterfly and then cooked, and it's like, man, I don't have the fucking time to do that in the middle of this.
Nope.
I fucking hate this, but because they rang it in that way, I have to fucking do it. And I hate that you see we're busy, but you're the asshole that puts that in there.
Well, and the thing is that goes two ways, because the servers should know better at this point in time too. Be like, hey, we're really busy. We probably can't do that. Maybe you should get something else. Like, I've had that conversation with many servers. Been like, they want it this way. Well, that's fucking bad.
That's great. Go to Burger King. Have a your
Yeah,
way.
that's exactly like that. Well, I told them they could. Well, you're gonna have to go right back out there and tell them that we can't. So,
oh my god, we had a fun one, one night. one of the servers had worked there when we had it's like a loaded mashed potato kind of thing, but with gravy.
Yeah.
Huh?
So the guy ordered it that way, and she rang it up that way, and she came back. She's like, "Yeah, so we have that, right?" And we're like, "We haven't had gravy in like 2 years, so like,
Right.
no, we don't
right.
have
No.
we
No.
we have no way to do that. Like, we don't have everything set. Like, no."
Oh my
And
god,
she
it's
panicked about like, what do I do? It's like, just go out and tell him you made a mistake. We don't fucking have it. I don't know.
it's so funny you bring up that because like on Friday nights at the restaurant where I work, like it's prime rib Fridays and fish fry Fridays, right? So we have prime rib and you can get a potato and a side. So like we have mashed or baked. And like when we have gravy, which is a very rare occurrence,
Very rare.
nobody fucking wants it. Like it's the jars of like home Hormel's country
yeah.
gravy. Nobody fucking orders it. Soon as we don't have gravy, fucking everyone's ringing in. Can I get mashed potatoes with gravy? You motherfuckers. You pieces of shit.
No,
We
you
don't-
cannot.
Absolute
No,
dog
we don't.
shit.
I told them we had it. Well, that's too damn bad. I don't.
Yeah,
I
for
can't.
real.
What do you? There's your gravy. Fuck off.
No, that or the one I talked about with you guys on Thursday, with the people that sent back a prime rib dip because it was too salty, and all of us
Just
had
salt.
no fucking idea what the hell they're talking about.
It's-
Like, it's all salt.
It's
Like,
all
what do you
salt.
mean?
Au jus is beef juice, which is just salt water. It's salty beef broth. What the fuck? Oh, it's fine. I hate people.
But
They're the worst.
Excuse me.
I have been so fucking exhausted.
Oh, I believe it.
Summerfest.
Friday night wasn't
Oh.
too bad.
Summerfest probably
Saturday-
killed you.
Saturday is when it was the worst. Like, it was but there was something that got fucked up in the beginning, and it just couldn't get corrected. And we had like hour wait times going out the door. Like, it was
Yeah.
it was getting bad. We were busy nonstop from about almost 5 to about 9 o'clock. It was just
Woof.
non fucking stop, full house, hour-long waits for people, and it just kept coming. And yesterday,
Yeesh.
they said we did better in sales, so apparently we were busier yesterday. But whatever the hell kinked up Saturday was worked out Sunday because we didn't have the same problem, and it was a more manageable night. But like Saturday was just, it was fucked in the beginning, and it just got worse as the night went on.
It's one of those nights where like you can't do anything to recover, so you just have to
Yep.
like fucking smile and push through and know that at some point in time the orders are gonna stop coming in and you're gonna be able to just fucking sit down and clean for a second.
Yep,
Yep.
it's real fun.
Then you break out the noose.
there were a few times, but yeah, no, we were because all three of us, me, Roxy, Paul, we all work on the weekends, and we're the more regular closers. So like we all worked all 3 fucking nights. But unfortunately, Roxy had like a morning shift yesterday, so we got out late Saturday, and she had to be back in at 10.
Woof. That's
And
the
she
worst.
was
Oh.
there. Yeah, she was there till late trying to help us get caught up, and yeah, no, we were all just dead, and I felt the worst for her because I'm like, you get up and put your kids on the bus, and you're the kind of person like I am, where it's like once I'm up, I'm just
You're up.
up. Like I'm up.
Mhm.
I'm up till my body says it's done now. So
Yep.
yeah, it was not a fun weekend. It was hell for everybody.
I bet it sounds like it was hell for everybody.
It was
Fuck
yeah.
Summerfest.
It was because I worked Saturday night as an expo, and like we weren't terribly busy because everyone around us had shit going on. Like you guys had
Okay,
Summerfest,
yeah.
Portland had something, Ionia had something. Like there was shit going on all over the place, so we weren't terribly busy. And then at 6:30, the sky apparently opened up and we got a monsoon, and it was raining sideways. And like it was so, and then after that, fucking not a soul came in. Like the rain just kept everyone away. So
And the rain killed them all.
yeah, it was a long weekend. And then
Let
this
the
next weekend,
rain fall down.
because it's Labor Day weekend, everyone had already asked for it off. So it's the first
Yeah.
time in like fucking 8 months that I'm going to be specifically on a fryer, like cooking. And so I'm not looking forward to being there. especially if my other job offers overtime, I'm gonna have to text them or call them and be like, I'm fucking gonna be late because I'm not passing up $22 an hour, motherfuckers. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, a
Yeah,
little
I
too late, but
completely
that was
agree.
your time.
Yeah.
But Anthony, you had a fun weekend compared to the two of us because you
did.
got to go to a fucking wedding.
He did a
Had to
lot
do
of
something
things on the
funny.
weekend because he's an
Yeah.
ass, but it's fine.
Guess what I did on Saturday, Jared?
What's that?
I saw Candyman.
Did you really?
Was it good?
I did. It was very good.
That's what
Okay,
I
good.
heard.
Yeah, I've heard very good things, but I always wait
Yeah.
till somebody I know sees it, so I have a better.
I have
It's a-
seen it and I recommend definitely seeing it.
That's
Okay.
one of those Jordan Peele productions, right? I know he didn't
Yeah.
direct it, but he's the producer on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the director. She's really cool. I don't know her, but I know of her. She's really cool.
Yeah, I
Good
believe-
friends.
Yeah, good friends. I wish.
If I remember correctly from the trailer, I think he has writing and producing credit, and then
Yeah.
different director. But no, I've heard it was good. I've heard that the people that don't like it were, I guess, going into it expecting it to be the original kind of thing, and it's like, no, he was very clear about like he wanted to do something a little bit different, but
No,
like
it's his-
just, you
his-
have to
it's
keep
his-
an open mind to it. It's still gonna be a horror movie. It's just not rehashing
his-
the same exact thing again.
It's just their take on Candyman. So
Yeah.
like,
it was very good. I highly recommend it.
Sweet. I have a recommendation. But no, I think I already brought it up before. Yeah, I did. Never mind.
okay, cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say Blood Red Sky, but I think I brought
Dick
that
fall
up
off
before.
disease. Is that what it is?
I have a recommendation that you don't do.
Oh yeah,
So-
what?
Yeah, because I think this is the first time we were recording since I burned through all of the Mystic Knights of Turnanog, right?
It
Oh
is.
yeah,
Because
yeah, you were telling me all about
last
it
Monday
Thursday.
I was still on it. I burned through all 50 of those motherfucking episodes. So
And
I
how
do
was
not-
it?
it was. Listen, this is one show that I just cannot remove the nostalgia filter for. It is an amazing show. It is dog shit garbage, but it is an
Oh, yeah.
amazing show. The story that I was telling these guys when we were bowling is at some point at like episode 22, I think it is, they
Yeah.
get a prince from across the land comes to marry Princess Deirdre to form an alliance, just like in the olden times and shit like that, and how you would. And he becomes the 5th Mystic Knight of the Forest, right? And he has the
Right.
timber axes, the twin timber axes, and he's there for like 4 episodes, and then he just fucks off. And when I say he just fucks off, I mean he just stops being in episodes until like 10 episodes later, when the motherfucker just shows back up in an episode where there is a damsel in distress princess from across the sea.
Oh, that's right.
And then he fucks off and takes her back to her land to make sure she arrives safe as his like true quest to become a mystic knight. And then the motherfucker shows up 15 episodes later, 4 episodes to the finale, literally called The Forest Knight. And Knight is N-I-G,
Knight.
the Forest Knight, where he brings the dragon bone, which is one of the carts that we looked at on a previous episode that you did
Yeah.
show. So, and I double checked to make sure I
I'm gonna
didn't
try to
watch
find it
something
again.
out of order. No, he just fucking stopped showing up, and then when he comes back, the first time we meet him, I think his name is Rowan's I can't remember, but the Mystic Knight of Fire, Rowan, he's like, oh hey, this dude, like, and like nothing fucking changed, like he's been there the entire fucking time. Also, just want
course.
to point out that the Mystic Knights, to get their armor, all had to beat like this guardian thing. So there was like the bat who held the armor of air, the sea serpent that held the armor of water, the golem that held the armor of earth, and the dragon thing that held the armor of fire. Motherfucking the forest dude, it's just a big ass fucking spider, like Aragorn from
You're kidding me.
no, from like Harry Potter. He fucking killed the spider
that's
from Harry
lame.
Potter, basically. Just 4 billion
Shelob.
times worse CGI. Ooh, CGI.
I think
It killed all of my brain cells, and then I started to watch Metabots, and I couldn't get through it.
Why do
'cause
you
it's
do this to yourself, Mike?
Because I'm. Oh, so
Chelsea
hang on,
hates himself,
hang
boy.
on. And so today I found that the yes. So
Yeah, took me a
those
second.
are the old. Those were going to be the toys for the second season. They were all going to
Yeah.
get one. The one on the far left is the Dragon Bone, and the one right next to that one is the Defender. So.
What if I say if I like the
And so now what I've done instead of going through Metabots is
it.
I've chosen to go down an even deeper rabbit hole and watch Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad.
I think you're gonna have a lot of fun with that one.
I think you're gonna have
listen.
a stroke and die.
I'm gonna have a stroke and die because I think you guys forget that Joey Lawrence, or no, one of the Lawrence brothers is the fucking star of that. And like, here's where I had to stop today. I'm only one episode in. I'm actually 10 minutes into an episode because I couldn't get past this part. So the Lawrence brother is trying to ask the prettiest girl on a dance to the dance, right, or whatever. And this guy goes,
dance with me.
Yeah. This guy goes, I can show you a magic trick. I can think of whatever number you want, and I can guess it, right?
Think of any number.
You think of a number, I'll guess it, but you got to do the steps. And he's like, all right, what are the steps? He's like, here, take this piece of paper, write down the number you're thinking of. And so she does. He's like, don't let me see it.
The number.
Right, don't let me see it. Now add 2. Now divide it by 27. Now add your phone number and then divide it by 4. So he has her phone number so he can ask her out now. It was clever, but it was so fucking cringy. I withdrew myself. My spirit withdrew into itself, and I couldn't get over it. So I just couldn't do it. And what's really pissing me off is, like, I really love SSSS Gridman, so I really want to like this, knowing, like, it's the same concept, and this is basically where that shit came from. So... but it's just so fucking 90s cringe, man. It hurts. It hurt. But I will persevere.
May you persevere.
No, I agree with Anthony, though. I think you're going to have a stroke and die.
Now, the best part about this, people, he's not doing this for the show or anything. He's just
he does this for himself.
Listen, it took me forever because, like, me and Heather have talked about the Mystic Nights on our show and how much we have a deep appreciation for Friday night pizzas, pizza movies. And Jared got me the VHS. That
I did. I was able to find a VHS floating around. Most of them that I was finding were sold.
Yeah. And so, like, just to go back and revisit that property, I was talking with Sven, who's not here with us today, because I thought he worked, but apparently he doesn't. But so I do apologize for that miscommunication. If I were to reboot this and come season 3 of the worst nostalgia trip ever taken, I may be on social media on that website a little bit more, just like harassing Chaim Saban and Hasbro to allow me to reboot this series, because I have so many ideas, so many goddamn ideas. It left so much up to opportunities, and fuck Power Rangers for canceling this show. It's the only time you'll ever hear me say that, but every time I have to just say it, fuck Power Rangers for canceling the Mystic Knights. So,
wow. You heard it here, folks.
Knights of Tirnog.
No.
Could you all fucking imagine?
No. Hang on, let me...
They can even, like, do, like, a setup from Power Rangers to make Mystic Knights.
Oh, very easily. The current Power Ranger season is Dino Fury, which is based on Ryu Soldier, which is based on, like, medieval knights. So I know it's fucking possible to do knights. Hang on.
Hang on, everybody. Michael's gonna look up what it's based on.
Michael's gonna come.
No. This, like, so like I said, the American version has a different opening than
the German version.
The German version in the rest of the world, right? So I just want to read you the stanza because it's amazing. the theme song is just Saban's Mystic Knights on Amazon Music. Long ago in ancient times, there was a scroll of mystic rhymes. It prophesied the mystic knights, the true young heroes, brave and bright. Then dark forces came and brought the people in endless pain. But now the children have no fear, 'cause the mystic knights are here. It's just a fucking banger. And apparently there's more verses that I didn't fucking know. Oh,
I mean, that's
so
like with
good.
every song. It's like when you listen
It's
to
just so
the
fucking
Pokemon
good.
theme song. It's like, oh wow, there's a
Yeah.
part
Oh, yeah.
2.
Yeah.
I didn't realize there
I
was a
mean,
part
not
2 to that. I was way fucking older.
not to get political here because we're politics free, but y'all know that the Star
Oh,
Spangled Banner is
always.
a question, right? The Star Spangled Banner, the first verse is a question. Oh, say, can you see? And the next two, yes, that's right. You're hearing it first here. The next 2 verses are them explaining what the fucking is. So it's a lot of people fail to realize that. I did until I
It's a
got into
bummer.
except I have a giant boner for history and have 2 hymn books from like the fucking 1800s. So
Yeah. Yeah. And our country was founded by a bunch of drunks, so that's also
they
a
were.
drinking.
Well, I
That's a
mean,
drinking song as well.
it is a drinking song as well.
not any surprise.
Just imagine,
America.
Jared, you're making a theme song for a country, and you're like, you know what? I really like Thunderstruck, so I'm just gonna make the entire. I'm just gonna rewrite Thunderstruck.
I
Keep the
feel
music
like I'm
exactly
being
the same.
attacked here. I feel like Anthony's worked a way in to insult me. So let's move
What do you mean?
on.
No,
here.
I know. I'm just explaining to the audience basically what this guy did.
Yeah.
Francis Scott
I get
Key.
it. So he just
And
liked to drink, so they just kind of became the way it went.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's America.
Our founding fathers
Even
were
back then.
drunks. They spent like $1,000 on alcohol on the
And
4th of July.
prostitutes.
Oh, so
They
many
really like
prostitutes.
prostitutes.
So many.
But
I do have one other piece of news. Not really. Like, I guess I have 2 things, but the one of them I want to talk about because it's the newest one that got brought to my attention. So apparently that fucking whatever the Game Con or whatever the fuck, not Game Con, Movie Con, whatever the fuck was going on, where
Yeah.
Sony showed the teaser first.
Yeah.
They also showed a early screening of The Batman as a surprise thing that apparently just dropped. Now I don't know. It's kind of like take it with a grain of salt, basically.
Did Bob not do a good job?
No. The thing that was that a person said about it is apparently they were shown something towards the end, and they were saying 3-hour mark.
Holy fuck!
But because it's an early screening, this is them showing it to be like, hey, what do you think needs to be cut out of this or whatever? Like, kind of seeing how people feel.
I think you need to take out the Riddler sex scene, but other than that, you're fine.
But here's the interesting thing.
Depends on who plays the Riddler.
By the way that first trailer went for the Batman, how it kind of looked darker and whatnot. Apparently that is how this movie is. Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson have been saying just recently in interviews because of that showing, they're like, hey, we're going at this in a different direction than what they typically do Batman. According to this review, the movie has a almost horror chasing a killer style.
Horror.
That it's more Batman Year 2, not Batman Year 1, but Batman after he has gotten his footing as being Batman, but he still has to learn. And now there's this mass murderer going around who we all know him as, we're going to see he's the Riddler apparently, and that it's going to be basically him as a man using his quote unquote detective skills that he's still trying to hone in on this man that is murdering people in the midst of chaos.
Alfred, we need to make a vision for my detectiveness. Answer all the questions.
God damn it. But I'm excited for it regardless.
I was a boy.
So, but it's looking like it's going to be another 2.5, 245 or something like that, even with edits by what's being said so far. So that's something that came out.
It's too long for a fucking movie.
I don't know, man. I
The issue, it's not too long for a movie. The issue is
I
okay.
think they're doing it this way because comic stories are very hard to cut down. And I think Marvel's kind of shown that if you at
Yeah,
least
that's-
stay in a 2-hour window, you can
No.
use enough of it to kind of make sense. But they're using more, but it's because they're using such big ideas.
No.
Yes.
No. You were close with the Marvel comment. All you really have to say is Marvel proved that if people have paid money, they're going to sit through the entire fucking movie, even if it's 3.5 hours fucking long. Does not matter.
Well, sure, go with that.
That's what they showed. Like,
God.
it's just, and I'm not trying to, but like Endgame really solidified this point and be like, we're gonna push it
Yeah,
as
dude.
long as we fucking can, and people are like, yeah, no, that's fine.
Go hard.
The reason that I'm saying it's too long of a movie is because like a tight 90 minutes to like 120, that 2 hour mark is pushing it. It also like it takes up a lot of retail space for movie theaters. So
Yeah.
Yeah, like the theater in
can't turn
Hastings, they can only
yeah.
play like 2 or 3 movies.
yeah, they can't turn and burn on a comic book ekbit like they could for like a 90-minute rom-com.
That's fair. I feel like there was something. There's also a. I guess another rumor, basically. It's really all anything is right now. But supposedly, the reason that Andrew Garfield isn't, the pictures and whatnot are being taken down on social media, is that a leak out from the next Spider-Man movie is that Andrew Garfield may actually be one of the villains, and not what we think he is because of this whole multiverse thing. So
He plays Man Spider.
that's why. Well, and then that's they're saying from a rumor that were like leak whatever that came out about the studio because of. It's hard to explain because it involves other countries because other countries put things up that then Disney and Marvel are like, hey, that's way too fucking early. That's not like your sense of when it's getting released is not everyone else's. You got to take that down. And one of the things that came out was something about Andrew Garfield being a villain in the movie. And that's why they were taking down all the set photos because they're like, hey, we don't want to give away anything about this. This is something that we're going to basically something we're trying with this multiverse thing. And we don't want anything getting out about it.
Right.
So yeah, that's the thing too. But anyway, go watch the No Way Home trailer. It was a really fun time.
Yeah. Now that we're 40 minutes into the episode.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we had there were things to catch up on.
It was.
Anyway,
quality content.
I'm going to relish on that thought.
People enjoy the episodes. I don't know what you're doing with your lives. Like, really, if you're listening to this still right now, I don't know what you're doing with your life. But go to patreon.com/oddcast and support us if you're going to keep listening then. Because, shit, I don't know what you find entertaining. Anyway, back on to the finals.
Now, real quick here. I'm pretty sure that we agreed that no more self-deprecation was going to take place. This is a good show full of good content.
Good content.
Great.
And
We are
people
connoisseurs.
like to listen to us.
I
It's my
appreciate
sweet, sultry voice.
I appreciate the other people who do shows here, like Anthony and Michael. I do not.
And you appreciate yourself too, right?
Sure. But go listen to CLT Sandwich and the Worst Toast Stripper we're taking. So anyway, our finalists: Hey Arnold, Fairly Odd Parents, Legend of Korra, and Kablam.
Oh, heavy
Oh.
hitters.
This is what you all left me with
Heavy hitters.
to come
Heavy
in on.
hitters.
This is why I kept delaying it because I was trying to watch episodes of each to kind of get myself familiarized with it. I have it set in my mind which one I like the most out of this. I have a runner-up. I'm kind of curious what you guys are going to come at this with.
I think that we're all gonna have separate interpretations. I would just like to guess, and I'm just going to throw some things out here if you guys are okay with that real quick, because I think that we're all going to have different ones real quick. So, Jared, I'm pretty sure you're going to go for Hey Arnold. You want as the overall, right?
No, but I'm curious why you think that.
No? I just think. Okay, hang on. Anthony. Let me guess Anthony real quick.
Okay.
Are you leaning towards the Legend of Korra for
Uh,
similar reasons that the Avatar is?
No,
Really?
really.
Well, fuck me, guys. I guess we're doing this.
0 for 2.
God, I really thought
He
Jared was
swings
gonna
and
go
a
for
miss.
Hey Arnold, just because.
Oh, I do love Hey Arnold, but
Yeah.
no.
Well, and that's I remember us talking about it, and I think that was one of the ones that squeaked past that you actually voted for that
Yeah.
moved forward. So that's why I thought that. And Anthony, I thought Legend of Korra for you because we've talked at length about how one, how that studio got fucked over, and two, how
Oh,
like
God,
that
yeah.
first season is just fucking golden.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I
So,
thought
hey,
that.
hey, we'll talk about this when we get to it, right?
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
speaking of which, starting on the Hey Arnold bit, when we first talked about Hey Arnold, we had gotten into the conversation about the sister.
Yeah.
So let's
Olga.
let's hear about
Olga.
Olga here. Let's
Olga.
take a look at Olga here. She has such a different like
Yeah.
design from her sister.
Well,
Well,
puberty
she's also
does crazy
that
things to you.
kids- Yeah.
Yeah.
But I found that clip and I was like, oh, we did. This is like the first thing that Mike latched onto about how she had the hotter like foreign sister.
It's not even that. It's just she clearly made it out of the household
Yeah,
while the beepers were still a big thing, and so she had that dowry kind of thing, and before mom really started hitting the tonic. So I think that she had a much
fucking
more
forgot
well
about that.
adjusted, only because I think that their age difference is, I think
A
it's
bit.
8 years, right?
Yeah,
So
something like that.
right. So when she was getting ready to go off to college, or was, becoming a high schooler and figuring out the world, Helga was just getting born, basically. So it's,
Mhm.
yeah. So you have a different style of growing up. So,
That's nothing. My younger brother has a 17-year difference on me. So
yeah. Oh, I'm not saying anything.
and also the love of your mother.
Yeah.
that's debatable.
That's kind of where I was going with that. Not that, Jared, not that your mother doesn't love you, but like there's a difference in
Well-
the household structure 10 years down the road.
Me and Anthony are on the same page.
Yeah, I know. Again, I'm trying not to be mean.
This is not
I
being mean.
oh, it's not mean. Come on now. I've heard worse from my stepfather. But no, Hey Arnold it's a good Nick Toon. Like I can see in the poll, it was between that and Fairly Odd Parents for which one people wanted. And I can understand Hey Arnold. It's a classic Nick Toon. It was one of the first ones. And it's not like a typical cartoon. It's not something that goes over the top and things that it does. It does have its moments of like teaching a moral, but anything that goes on in that show usually has some kind of unique character that's in that episode, like Pigeon Man or things like that. Like there's usually something at least unique characteristically that like influences Arnold as he's growing up. So I can understand. I do enjoy it. I don't hate it. But it's not the one that I just have a special place for.
Okay. Well, that answers that question. So,
Anthony or Michael, how you guys feeling with Hey Arnold?
I would just like to remind Anthony of the Mr. Win episode. Just, it's always in the back of the mind. So, while voting, remember that.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
But how do you feel about Hey Arnold, Mike?
I thought you were going.
I
Well,
thought
it could be either one of you that goes. I don't care which.
Ah,
one
shit.
you decide.
He's too busy eating combos.
no, I accidentally punched my microphone. I went to
They got
adjust
too close
it
to his
and it went
combos.
pa.
All
No,
right,
my
now
combos are in the drawer, so I'm not eating them.
I would just like to say, real quick, just as a little aside,
Yeah.
Friday we took Heather golfing for the first time. We hit the driving
Oh,
range.
how'd that
and we took-
go?
It went better than expected. She's better than Anthony.
I don't see what's so funny about that. So my wife is better at me at golfing. Who cares?
So
I
we,
don't, no. Let me say. I don't know why Mike and Heather are making such a big deal that Heather's a better golfer. I don't get it.
it's just fun. It's just fun.
Like Mike's like, oh, Anthony's getting salty that Heather's better. I'm like, no,
No,
I'm
he's-
honestly
He's
not.
really, he's really fine with it. It doesn't matter. But we stopped at the gas station to grab snacks. And Jared, I don't know if you remember what Anthony got the last time we went golfing. I don't know if I don't remember if that was it was the time before that. I don't think you were there. I think it was just me and him. And no. Anyway, I think you were there. Anyway, the motherfucker the first time we went golfing, he fucking got corn nuts as a snack, right? He got barbecue corn nuts as a snack.
I was there for that.
Yeah, and this time the motherfucker gets combos. I don't understand what goes through this man's mind when he's like, "Yo, we're gonna get snacks and drinks for the golf course,"
That was a
and he-
combo.
and he just gets the fucking worst, most finger-touching snacks there is.
It's a pretzel that has filling in it.
Yeah, Anthony, can you hold that up for a second?
Jesus Christ! It's not golfing snacks.
So, for anyone living on the West Coast, apparently they don't have these, Anthony. Because
What?
because
What?
I've heard people on the West Coast of things like watching YouTube different channels. Whenever they talk about things, somebody had brought up combos when I was watching one of the live streams, and they live just outside of LA, so like the West Coast area. But they even grew up in the Midwest, and they were like, what's a combo? So apparently, if you go too far in the Midwest, combos aren't a thing. Apparently that's more of an East Coast snack.
We need to ask James right now.
So many combos.
So certain areas don't have them. They're
Sorry,
just very, very popular in the East Coast where we're from.
That was the golfing story that I wanted to bring up from the beginning, where this mother just gets the weirdest
good.
snacks.
He really does. Like,
He does, right?
It's delicious though. I love combos.
I get
Motherfucker
being
goes, I want
delicious.
corn nuts.
No, you see the
Hands
problem is,
all oily. They're like,
Jared, my
Right.
hands are already super fucking sweaty when I hold shit for too long.
That's fair.
Matter of fact, I was making jokes about getting golf clubs when I first started golfing, like to be a douchebag, and I might actually have to get those because my
It
hands
does.
sweat so much,
It's true.
and I lose grip. So it's like, whew.
that's
Anyway.
amazing.
Sorry. So
No, that
back
was worth it.
back to Hey Arnold. Anthony,
Yes,
by
back
all
to-
means.
Hey, Arnold.
I also got voodoo chips. I'll get those.
Jesus fucking Christ, Anthony.
No,
can't-
Hey Arnold.
shit.
The thing I like about it is it's not like the perfect situation for Arnold. Like it is clearly like an inner city area. So Arnold has to learn how to be
PS 113?
What?
PS
What?
113? Public School 113, right?
Oh,
PS 113?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's literally in the inner school.
and like as someone who actually went to school, no offense against you two, but went to school in like a city. Like
Oh yeah, no, I don't take offense to that because I was country boy.
there's a big difference between a country school and a city school, and especially more so an inner city school.
Uh-huh.
And so knowing that and seeing Arnold grow up in that really related to me as a child, and seeing the people, it's very heartfelt, it's very nostalgic for me, and it's very like I feel like there's a lot of good lessons that come from Hey Arnold.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm glad they made the movie. I'm glad they wrapped up the story about where Arnold's parents are. Some of my favorite episodes, like at the turtle, we have the guy who gave his daughter
Which
in Vietnam. The sea turtle, which they returned to the sea.
Yes, they
Oh
returned to
really,
the sea.
Anthony?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
they steal it from an aquarium.
Yeah,
Yep.
you mean the episode that I have just happened to
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, that one.
When
yeah,
the
hang on,
grandma-
I forgot to add the thingy So
Okay.
give me 1 second.
When the grandma's like, she gets behind the wheel, and then Arnold says,
She
"Grandma, do you
turns
have a
into
license?"
fucking badass.
And she just laughs as they drive away. Like that right there stuck with me ever since I saw it because I thought it was the funniest fucking shit.
No, the
Oh,
saddest
no,
and funniest one is where Arnold learns karate and then beats like just his hands are lethal weapons, and then like this one guy comes to him, trying to find something. He beats the shit out of him. He's like, I just want to know where the bus stop was, and he's got like his clothes all tattered, and he's crying, walking away. And he goes,
Oh
he
yeah.
sees the sign for the bus stop. He goes, bus stop that way, okay.
Or when
so I
the
actually
bully
had
tries to fight him, and Arnold says like, "Oh, you don't want to fight me? I'm crazy," and he plays the fucking song.
Yep.
No, Harold is a classic for that
When
reason.
Gerald, or is it Gerald? It's Gerald, right? Yes. When
Yes.
Gerald starts working for that company selling watches, and then he literally sells a watch to everyone in town, and then can't sell a watch to anyone in town, and then he gave his sister like $1 for being cute, and at the very end she goes, "Do you think I'm cute?" And he goes, "Yeah, sure, whatever," and steals his last $1. Oh, so good, so good.
No, so I do hold Hey Arnold with a nostalgia of I watched it as a kid, watching a couple episodes preparing for the finals here. I still found enjoyment in it, and it's one of those things like I can see like just a kid above I guess not like a young kid, but if you're like, because I know I started watching it when I was like 5, so I think right around there it has enough to keep your attention. So yeah, I think Hey Arnold's fine as a cartoon.
Yeah.
I think we're all kind of sitting in that boat that there's nothing wrong with it. Definitely understand why people like it, but it does not get my vote as the number 1 contender. Which I'll get into at the end. The ones that are left, we're gonna just give like 2, 3, 4, kind of see how we feel with them. But this one does not get my number 1. So the other one we have. It's the one that I don't particularly like, and these guys have so many problems with that, which is fine. It is fine. It's fine.
Depends on what you say.
Yeah, it depends on what you say.
Fairly Odd Parents. I'll let one of you start with Fairly Odd Parents.
Take it away, Mike.
Go ahead, Anthony.
Okay.
Here we go.
So Timmy is an average kid that no one understands.
And
I do like the intro.
but
I will
Mom and Dad
say
and
that.
Vicky are always giving
Giving
him
commands
The doom and gloom up in his room
in his room.
It's broken instantly,
by his magic little fish that grants every wish.
but in reality, they are his odd parents.
Odd Parents, Fairly Odd Parents.
Now, Fairly Odd Parents, I am a big fan of. It's a really good cartoon.
Yes.
I like it's basic wish fulfillment for kids. Like, imagine if you had, you have a shitty parents, you have an abusive babysitter, but what if you have every wish that you wanted within limits? But
Yes.
you go on wacky adventures, and it has enough fun for the kids. It has enough references for the adults. I love Norm Macdonald as Norm the Genie.
Oh my God, Norm the Genie is so fucking good.
Like, I just love that's a reoccurring character. I love Crocker. I love, like, the great thing about it is it all makes sense. Like, the lore of itself, it connects. Like, it doesn't have to, but
Yeah.
it does.
That's fair.
Except
Well, I
for
mean, with being the Fairly Odd Parents, like, it's just such a random thing. Like, he gets anything he wants granted. So it would make sense that not everything is going to line up or make sense because he can just grant a wish and basically reset everything anyway.
Yeah. So, like, the care that they went into for go ahead.
Doug
No,
Dimmadome,
go ahead.
owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome.
That's right, Doug Dimmadome, owner.
Owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome.
I couldn't.
That's
help
from
it.
the Lemonade episode specifically.
Oh, look at you being able to spot out what fucking episode. it
I've
is.
seen a lot of Fairly Odd Parents
Apparently, I haven't seen that much of it.
I've seen
yeah.
it all.
because then he that's the episode where Cosmo they use his socks to make lemonade and to grant people's wishes.
Yep.
Uh,
Yep.
No, so Fairly Odd Parents, I started watching it when I saw it coming on as a kid. I watched it for a little bit, but I don't know. I don't know why, but I stopped watching it. I ended up venturing into other cartoons instead of
Drugs.
Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah, it's drugs.
No, drugs didn't come till a couple years after that. But Fairly Odd Parents, like I watched some and I enjoyed them. I don't think it was terrible. I don't know what it was, but I just didn't watch much of it. I wasn't like you two, where I watched all of it and whatever. I don't know.
You shit talking me with what cartoons I watched?
I might be shit talking you a little bit. But,
Are you
I mean,
gatekeeping?
it's life or death here. But Fairly Odd Parents, you two have the most to say about it. The way you guys talk about it, definitely.
So
you know,
I would just like to say that I firmly believe that while SpongeBob may be the flagship of Nickelodeon, Fairly Odd Parents really deserves a spot in that running. Only because they have, while SpongeBob has had successful episodes and have had successful theatrical releases, I would just like to remind everyone about Abracatastrophe, the first Fairly Odd Parents movie where he gets a magic fucking cupcake that can grant any wish with just a single bite, and he turns the entire, and then a chimp gets it, and the chimp wishes that the dominant species on Earth was monkeys, and so we get a Planet of the Apes reference, right?
I remember that.
I would also like to say Fairly Odd Christmas. Well, no, I don't want to talk about that one. I'm sorry. Sorry. We got to talk about the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour, right? 3 crossovers with Jimmy fucking Neutron on 2 different animation styles.
Right, they did do that.
Yeah, and Jimmy Neutron didn't make this run because he got beat out, I think, by Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah, he did. His time slot got given to
I would
Fairly Odd Parents.
also like to talk about School's Out, the musical.
Oh,
The
yeah,
animated musical that fucking the Fairly Odd Parents did, where Flappy Bob, like it's an origin story from the Pixies, basically. You guys remember the Pixies? They used cell phones and not
Yeah.
wands.
Yeah, and it was that one
right,
guy who was
like,
did the dry eye
geeky
commercials.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Also, we have
that's not good.
Wishology, like the 3-part. Again, the Fairly Odd Parents did a lot of like long episodes, not to mention Channel Chasers and fucking everything that came up with that. It's just great. And then of
Good
course
stuff. I mean, I
it
will say,
broke
good
off.
stuff,
It broke off even further. And whether you hate him or you hate him, Drake Bell did star in 3 anime, or in 3 live action
yeah,
ones.
he did. Yeah, he
So,
did. They have to live with that.
yeah, I mean, so it is what it is. But like Fairly Odd Parents has been around, and it only started getting bad. Also, I just want to say that I just now am realizing, while on the Wikipedia page, that Butch Hartman himself, whether you hate him or you hate him, he played Dr. Rip Studwell. Like, I never realized
What?
he was Dr. Rip Studwell.
Even though it was his face.
Yeah, listen, it's all clicking right now as I see it. Okay, I'm just, it's fine.
This is lining up, Michael.
Yeah.
And,
So,
and let's not forget the voice of Timmy Turner, the lovely Tara Strong.
Tara Strong. Yeah.
Another
So just
legend.
the big superhero wish. The Fairly Odd
See,
Baby.
the Crimson Chin, I did enjoy.
Here
the
comes
most
Crimson Chin.
out of Fairly
I
Odd
would
Parents
just-
stuff.
I would the Christmas everyday song, right? For whatever reason, that song got me so emotional as a child, and I don't
Michael,
know
that's
why.
because you a bitch.
That's fair. That's fair.
Really, Jared? You want to talk about emotions?
Yeah.
Would also just like to say that Fairy Idol was a thing, where it's like American Idol, but for fairies and
Yep.
that, right?
Because
Go
because
ahead,
they
Anthony.
quit, and then it was also Norm can become a fairy.
Yes.
And there's a great
And then
musical number
would
between
just-
Norm Macdonald and a lady.
Anytime Chip Skylark
oh
is
my God.
anywhere, fucking Chip Skylark, please.
The
My
Chip
shiny
Skylark
teeth and
will
me.
always No, Ship Skylark got stuck in my head because of the Icky Vicky. Because people in my class would sing that song non-fucking stop growing up. So like the Icky Vicky song is stuck in my fucking head, especially when I
also
ended up having an aunt named Vicky. Oh my god.
Would also just like to mention the episode where Timmy Turner is babysit by his grandfather, and he uses a wish for them to go back in time, where they meet the original Chip Skylark, and he sings a rendition of Icky Vicky in old timey like rubber band animation, and it's fucking amazing.
Well, there you go, folks. The people who have more experience with Fairly Odd Parents have given their voice for it. Gentlemen, do either of you cast a vote on the Fairly Odd Parents to be number one?
I do.
I do.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the formula is very good. The episode is very it's not continuation, so you can really break up.
See,
So you can just pick it up and watch it whenever.
it's true. And then they have some that are more episodic in nature. Like the Crimson Chin is a constantly building thing. So like while you don't necessarily need to know who the Crimson Chin is, if you've gotten that first episode with the Crimson Chin, it doesn't matter because everything else can just build from that. You haven't missed anything.
I
They
feel
also
like they're
harken
voting
back.
this to spite me, but
No, this was my number one. Like I said, I thought Anthony was going to go Legend of Korra. I was always going to vote Fairly Odd as my number one. But that doesn't mean you can't sway us on a vote.
See,
So-
Jared, you should have.
this is gonna be impossible.
Jared, you should have saved the voting till the very end.
Yep.
Well, I was just going through because there's only 4, and I'm not doing it in the normal way. But anyway, up next would be the Legend of Korra, which I'm not going to go too far into because when it was in the bracket, we let Anthony go hard going into it, and Michael.
Yeah.
So I think you all have the information. If you don't, then stop listening to
The
the
Legend of Korra.
Listen back to that episode.
Yeah,
It was unfortunate. Like I really do like it, and it is a great older kid cartoon.
Yes.
But the problem with it, with The Legend of Korra, is unfortunately it is standing in the shadow of The
Yes.
Last Airbender.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it
And
will never be free of that shadow.
No.
That's the problem with making. That's the problem you run into making a sequel series branching off from something that was very successful. I just want to add in here to make the point there. The person who made Sons of Anarchy has started another series that doesn't involve the Sons of Anarchy motorcycle branch. It's one of the other gangs, the Mayans.
The Mayans.
Yeah.
But it's branching off from that, so it's getting shitted on, and it's trying. Like I've watched it, I think it's doing good. I think it's doing the same thing. Like the first time he did a series with Sons, where like it's kind of slow burn, but still got stuff in it. But it gets shitted on because it's just getting compared to the series he did before this, and it's branching from. And it's like, well, they're two different things that they're talking about, though.
Yeah.
Like even tonally, they have different things going on.
That's the issue that I have when people are like, "Oh, did you hear Netflix is going to do a live action remake of Avatar?" You guys can get excited for it all you want, but you're not gonna like it.
No, it's not going to be what you want it to be.
Because Avatar: The Last Airbender, if we just take it as a perfect sphere encompassing both like cultural significance and nostalgia, it creates that perfect bubble where if you try to even go close to it, it's gonna pop and it's not gonna be anything that you want.
I mean, to give a great example is look at the Harry Potter series.
Yes.
Oh, that's getting rebooted too.
Yep.
Well, yeah, it's like a 20-year-old series now, man.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but
They gotta keep them. They gotta keep the money flowing somehow, man.
Well, I thought because of how many movies are in it that maybe it would fall. It would end up being like The Godfather, where like it just nobody wants to touch it.
No, the only reason why no one's touching The Godfather is because Scorsese's still alive.
And I don't think you.
That's fair.
I don't think there's enough mobster-looking motherfuckers this day to redo The Godfather. We could put Channing Tatum in a fucking suit and have him be fucking.
See, sir, You could easily do.
Uh,
There's plenty of people, and Robert De Niro and Al Pacino, all those guys, like now they're old enough to where they can just be the old mob bosses. They're not the young
No.
guys. Like
no.
there would be a way to do it.
Don't
Just
touch
nobody
the
would do it.
fucking Godfather.
Oh, I hope nobody does it. I'm just saying.
Go do some
me
more fucking
Google.
reboot a bunch of the shit that you tried already. Keep doing
Like
that.
Godfather Part 3.
Yeah. Godfatherier.
It's made by Adam Sandler.
Do you know that someone did make a re-edit of The Godfather Part 3?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, I had heard that.
It's fine. Each their own, I suppose.
But anyway, so with Korra,
Yeah.
it doesn't stack up for you guys to be.
It's a good show, but
See, I didn't watch Korra, so I don't know.
you should really give it a run through because it actually is.
I have
really
all
good.
the DVDs.
It's all it's super good and it's super compelling, and the storylines they take it are it's much more interesting than Avatar: The Last Airbender in some aspects, but
Well,
because it gets all humbly bumblied, it's not a straightforward like, oh, we have to kill the Fire Lord to stop the war. It's not as easy as that.
Every season has their own villain.
But okay.
But season 3 villains are here. He's so good.
When
Like-
Chaos is literally a villain, that's how you know it's going to be all jumbly wumbly.
Gotcha. Well then, well that leads us to the fourth one, which is the one that has my vote personally.
Yeah, I thought as much.
Yeah, I can't help it. Going back and rewatching episodes.
Don't apologize.
This is
Well,
number
see,
2
this
for
is the
me. This is number 2 for me, so I get it.
Going back and watching episodes of our
Kablam.
fourth competitor, yes, Kablam. I have more of a nostalgia that comes out more than the others, and I think it's because of the variety that it had. Like okay, so the first episode itself, when Action League Now does its thing and its 2-part skit is over.
Actually,
the very end,
I forgot they did a 2-part. Oh,
yeah,
my
they would
God,
do half of
yeah.
it. It was like a daytime soap opera thing where like it would end on a cliffhanger, and then they'd be like, "Will the Action League now be able to blah blah blah?" And then it's the part 2 will be at the second part.
Yep.
But in the first episode, after they air that, they were talking about animation, and they had like this guy walking down a row of animators, and they're talking about like they draw them cell by cell, and it takes day and night, and it's just this guy whipping them. And they're like,
oh,
the
yes.
people at Action League Now found a better way called Chuckimation, where they just chuck an action figure in the road and wait for a car. It saves so much on animation.
That's fantastic. No,
Again,
again,
I
no,
like it.
Kablam was number 2 for me, and I think that this harkens to Anthony. Did you watch more Disney or Nickelodeon growing?
More Nickelodeon.
More Nickelodeon. But you have a younger sister.
Yes, I did.
As do I. So Action League Now is as sexist as it's going to sound, it is much more of a male-oriented TV series, right? It is. Girls can watch it, but it wasn't My Little Pony.
It wasn't marketed to girls.
Yes, exactly. Where because we both had younger sisters, like we had to watch like the things that they watched, and of course they're going to watch things like Dora the Explorer, Blue's Clues. We had more of that animation exposure.
So forewarning, probably have to catch this episode on our Patreon because I doubt Viacom will leave this one alone.
Yeah, Viacom's not going to do that one.
It's what I figured anyway. So you'll just find it on Patreon. We have to make it
I thought you were going to pull up some porn. I'm just like, oh, yeah, what are we talking about?
This is a dick.
So,
this is no. You should cut that out and just have me say, and this is a dick, and why we not putting this on YouTube. Just balls everywhere. Balls,
we finally have
balls and
follow
balls.
us at onlyfans.com/
No.
Mr. 11.5.
God fucking damn it, guys. But for Anthony, since Anthony
I am Anthony.
did not have the pleasure of Action League Now and Kablam, sir, you have no idea what you've been missing.
Action League.
I've seen Kablam. I don't know who you're talking to.
Super strong and
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, for all of you at home, this is Action
Thunder
League
Girl.
now.
Thunder. Stinky Diver, a former Navy commando with an attitude.
Yeah, I love it.
as his ocean.
Stinky Diver just goes down the fucking toilet. Melt, man.
It's just
It's so good.
it's so good.
It's very good.
I just love Action League now.
Can you
But
pull
I
up
also
a
love,
Prometheus and Bob clip, please?
that's where I was going next. It's like
Yes!
Prometheus and Bob is also fucking amazing.
Prometheus and Bob was the greatest. I wanted that to get the spin-off and not fucking Action League Now. I'm happy Action League Now did, but like instead I got beat our Butt Ugly Martians. So that happened.
You know, I brought this up before when we were talking about it. I had action figures of Butt Ugly Martians, and like I watched the show, but it wasn't great. Looking back on it, I'm just like, I was just a dumb kid.
Yep, you were.
We all were just some kids.
Alien videotaped his attempts to educate a caveman. The Prometheus and Bob tapes.
Yeah. Yeah, so, and this is Prometheus and Bob. If you're listening on the podcast platforms, again, have to go to
Look it up.
patreon.com. You'll be able to see what we're looking at on the YouTube side. But I'm just pulling this up to show them. Yeah, man, this was another thing where they'd have like this. They'd usually do two.
So fucking
This is
good,
Anthony teaching me to be an adult.
right? So fucking good. So now you
He
come
does
on,
it.
now you. Oh yes!
Yep, and there's the pain I suffer because of it.
The chip.
I'm
It's
kidding.
true.
I love you, dude.
It's so
Well, it's-
fucking good.
Uh,
It's so fucking good.
But no, Prometheus and Bob, they'd have like two segments in one. I watched one earlier that was bowling and painting,
So
Uh,
good.
but it's usually that the chimp is better at doing
Yes.
whatever, or
Yes.
he's just fucking with them the entire time.
Yes.
No, so yeah, I had Action League Now. It had that. There's also Life with My Sister.
Life with Lucy.
Yes, Life with Lucy.
Loopy.
Or Loopy. Yes.
So fucking weird. I couldn't stand that one.
That one is the strangest one because
It's
it's
so cringy.
they're paper cutout characters moving, and every now and again it turns into like a
3D
guy's
animation.
arm in a
Yeah.
puppet arm
Yep.
holding something, and it's like that's so weird. And then it goes back to being paper puppets, and I'm like, this show is so fucking weird. It just I don't under this one should have been like an Adult Swim and just make it a little more mature because that's to the point it's at anyway.
Yep.
I mean, so eventually it became Robot Chicken.
Yeah,
That's-
essentially.
I'm sure they got their idea from that.
That might be. Yeah, I'll have to fact check that. I'll fact check that for whatever next
Yeah,
episode.
please.
But no, Kablam gets my vote. The variety that it had, the only cartoon that I don't care for is Sniz and
Sniz and Fondue.
Fondue. There we go.
Why?
I think it was okay. I thought it was okay. It's Sniz. I don't like his voice. It's too like it's so high pitched and cartoony. It's just plain
No, I
annoying. Like
Yeah,
there's
no, I
nothing
understand
good
that.
about it.
No, I totally see that actually. I can understand that.
Maybe as a kid I was able to tolerate him a little bit more, but as an adult now looking back, I'm like, it still has parts of it that are funny, but it's when Sniz goes to talk, he's so just plain straight annoying. There's nothing enjoyable about him talking. And unfortunately he's the main character. So but the other skits that they have, they're all fine. And even the in between when it's the kids doing intros, they're like making fun of animators and dealing with studios or like inside jokes about shit. So no, Kablam gets my vote out of these. My second up would be Hey Arnold.
Yeah, okay.
I think my second up would also be Hey Arnold.
See, my second is Kablam. So, and then obviously third is Legend of Korra, and then fourth is Hey Arnold.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, that's
But again,
fair.
and it's not that I don't not like Hey Arnold. I've talked in great detail about how I enjoy the hell out of that.
Oh yeah,
shit.
these are all the
Hey
winners
Arnold
of our
is
previous
very
brackets.
Right? Like,
Oh yeah.
it's just out of these four, I would watch Hey Arnold probably last. That's how I'm kind of in my mind. Like Fairly Odd
That's
Parents,
fair.
I'd watch Fairly Odd Parents, Kablam, Legend of Korra, and then Hey Arnold. Because, as we stated before, Fairly Odd Parents and Hey Arnold kind of have a similar structure. Like Hey Arnold is typically a 20-minute episode, and
Yeah.
and it's very episodic, so you don't need to. You just sit down and watch it. Where Fairly Odd Parents is 2 like 10-minute episodes, so you don't need to like have full concentration on it. Whereas Legend of Korra and Kablam, you kind of got to be there for the whole thing because part 1s and part 2s, and then a whole arc structure. So,
Pardon me.
Well, for all of you, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see it on screen. For all of you listening to us on podcast platforms, Fairly Odd Parents is going to be number 1. Michael and Anthony have cast their vote for that as such. Number 2 comes in at Kablam, so Kablam they'll go in my jokey losers bracket, so I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'll hold on to them.
So
It'll
listen,
just make that so much tougher.
here's the thing: Jokey's loser bracket's got some fucking real bangers in there too. So
It does.
Scooby Doo.
Yep, it does have Scooby Doo. There's still a chance.
The one we were undecided about, and I haven't gone back to listen, is either Wile E. Coyote or Marvin Martian, because we couldn't remember who came in second.
It's Wile E. Coyote came in second.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, because me and you both wanted Wile E. Coyote. Like, it's the one time I was with you, and your fucking father voted Bugs Bunny.
So yeah, Wile E. Coyote, Scooby Doo, and then Shell and Showdown.
Hell yeah.
Because Codename Kids Next Door took the first place.
Which is technically my loser bracket on that one too. And I'll have a couple more because of the Disney brackets. So
that means Kablam will join them. So it'll be Scooby Doo, Wile E. Coyote, Shell and Showdown, and Kablam in the Jokey Losers bracket. In the finals, this is where you might want to start writing things down, folks. Or you could just email us at oddcastmedia@gmail.com.
yeah, we're taking 200 to 1 odds, so we'll start paying out big dividends if you send us money.
I will. No, seriously though, you guys can email us
the books.
You can email us there with any show ideas you might have. If there's anything you'd like to hear us shoot the breeze about, whatever the fuck, you can send it there. You can also find us Oddcast Network on all your social medias, and you can message us on any of those, and I will respond to you.
He will.
Anyway,
he's always on the medias.
I run all that shit, and it never stops. Between email and messaging and
He's
whatever,
just non-stop.
Speaking of which, we'll have something new coming out very soon. This episode, today's 30th, so either tomorrow or the day after, so Tuesday, Wednesday. Keep your eye on our Twitter account and whatnot, because I'll be having something that comes in. So special surprises. Tom and Jerry, Bugs Bunny, Codename Kids Next Door, Samurai Jack, because we all couldn't decide how to fit it in the Cartoon Network bracket.
God tier con.
And then Ed and Eddie, because they won the first time we ever did this, and now that we've been doing this for 3 years, and we have a better flow of how we kind of want to do things. Ed and Eddie is now in just the finals because that's how that worked. Also in there, just to mention, is Avatar, because again, Avatar
The Last Airbender.
Yes, Avatar: The Last Airbender. Because it ran into the same problem as Samurai Jack of nobody could fucking decide how to fit it into the bracket and be fair about it.
It's not that we couldn't be fair about it. It's just like with Avatar, it would have won, and so there would have been no point to discussing the other cartoons. So if we're gonna discuss God tier cartoons, we need to discuss God tier cartoons in the finale.
That is correct. So for all of you at home, there you go. And thank you for listening to us for however long you have, whether you're new or you've been with us a while. Happy to finally get the Nick Toons finals. I kept getting bugged about that. by some.
I can't wait for the Disney brackets. I
don't
gotta
look
work
forward-
with. I gotta work with Sven because I know he's gotta be on at least a few episodes because there's some deep cartoons within the Disney franchise that he really wants to talk about. So we'll make sure he's on for those ones. There's
right.
also I've also started creating a new rating system, so it'll be a slightly different rating system that I hope Jared will use going forward. That I will debut when that happens to keep everything at a very constant flow. So yeah, where there's a whip, there's a way. You know.
That's what they say.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So with that, folks, I do want to just say real quick, I did email
Yeah.
that dragon.
That dragon.
I have
Did they
not
get back
got.
to you?
No, I have not had a response yet. So I may have to go through the loop, the whole fucking circly loop again that I did the first time to be able to email.
All that make what was the word? Rigmarole. That's it.
Yeah, it's a whole rigmarole that I had to go through to even get that email. So I'm thinking I have to go through that again.
Probably.
We'll find out. But yeah,
Absolutely.
So I don't know. We joked about that, and then it turned out that we might actually be able to do something. So it's like, oh well,
Right.
why the fuck not?
Why not? Hey, listen, if nothing else, a giant dildo in our set is gonna be fucking funny. Like, just it'd be fucking hilarious.
Like a bright
I hope they
red.
send us a tentacle.
Yes,
Just a big ass tentacle.
I would love a bright red one.
that would be funny as shit.
Let's call it Red Rocket. But no, so keep your ears and eyes out, whatever, for that.
You can't
See
call
what
it that. You
we
got to
do.
do a Twitter poll for it. We'd all have to come up with a name and do a Twitter poll for it.
Cock it.
Yeah.
But thank you all. Anthony, where can they find you?
They can find me at CLT_SandwichNet and Inferno Frenzy. You can also find me on CLT Sandwich on all your podcast platforms.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Haven't recorded this week's episode. Gonna do that tomorrow.
Damn. Well, you were busy, so it makes
Yeah, I was
sense.
busy this
Just wanna
Friday,
say,
Saturday, Sunday.
We could have recorded
Why didn't
that
we
today. Not done the finals just yet. Could have pushed that up. But hey, hindsight.
I mean, you could always record. You could always record now. A CLT
That's true. We
sandwich.
could do it right after.
That's true too. I'm not doing anything. Well, look at that, folks. You get a peek behind the curtain today.
Yeah.
On the fly.
And Michael,
On the
where
fly.
can they find you?
You can find us at Beetle_cast on Twitter. Season 2 of the worst nostalgia trip ever taken is out. It's called Our Podcast Machine is Broken. New
It's
episode
so
was
much
out
fun.
last Thursday. Which was really funny because Thursday you put out I'm sorry, Our Podcast Machine was broken, which is the first of the Ronald McDonald movies, and then on our channel we had what is Grimace? What a Grimace?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that happened. So yeah, go listen to that. New episode comes out in 2 weeks. So or not this Thursday, but next Thursday, if Heather decides we can record.
Well, folks, follow us on all the stuff at Oddcast and at CLT_sandwich and at
Gotta get that underscore.
Podcast. Oh, gotta get that underscore. And also go give Husk a follow. ACS_Husk.
What does
Because,
the ACS stand for?
Adaptive Creation Studios.
Ooh, nice. I didn't expect you to have an answer, I'll be honest.
Yeah, that was his original. Because he had to make like a business name when he was doing his college courses, and he came up with that simple short. The Husk came from his gamer tag, Husker fan for life.
And he likes to eat corn whole, husk and all.
So, and because he's a gamer and whatnot, and that's what he was getting all his networking and whatnot for, that's what kind of became of that. So that's what his name is. There's a behind the scene. I don't know if he's ever told anyone that. Sorry, James. I just kind of gave that away. I don't know. I don't know how you feel about that. Anyway, so we'll catch you all at some point. I don't know. Sometimes we don't have anything to say, so we don't record Thursday.
I think
I don't
this
know.
Thursday we have something else planned, right?
Do we? Did we have something else?
Did you guys forget already? It's been a week and you already forgot. There's something very important that comes out.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's 10 intertwined circles. There it is. I don't know if Jared got it yet or not, to be honest with you.
I got it.
I know Anthony did. I'm working out the details still because the tickets weren't for sale when I last checked. So
That's fair.
But I'll keep you guys posted in the chat.
Hell
so.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, all right, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Rule 34.